Vanna, and today I'll just ask you a couple of questions. You can ignore this
Okay,
thing
I will
right here.
try to ignore this.
Okay, so how long have you been in Tallahassee?
I have been for 4 months.
4 months?
5 months.
5 months?
5 months.
And
It is my fourth sessions.
so your fourth session? What kind of hobbies do you have here? What kind of things do you do that you really enjoy?
Here, I change. In the beginning, at the beginning, when I live alone, I don't know how to say this.
What is it?
Make my scarf.
Knitting.
Knitting.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about knitting. What do you like to knit?
Yeah, sometimes when I feel boring,
Bored? Okay.
I try to make something with my hands. I like so much. Sometimes draw,
Yeah, drawing.
or
Knitting.
knitting. Yeah, but the knitting is not finished.
It's not finished. That's interesting. So, what about your job? What do you do here? Tell me more about working.
Okay. The time is short because I work just 4 hours after class. In the beginning, I was training the first month. Just was training how I can make something, how can I use the equipment, something like that. But now I work alone. Without address or help.
Others? You don't have to.
Direction. Someone who told me that you need to do something, you have to do something.
So, like a director?
Like the director, just I have the main point, the main goal. Then I have to figure out my experiments, plan my experiment. I do my experiments
By yourself?
by myself.
So, what is it that you do? Can you tell me about the process? Like, what do you do? What do you work with?
Now, this topic is new for me. I work with superconductor materials,
Okay.
specifically with uranium.
Uranium. Uranium.
I prepare the samples to make measurements or to measure this.
Okay.
Now I am in the process how to find the best way to prepare the samples.
Then what do you do with the sample?
The complicated in this job is the samples is not pure. The samples is the western,
Waste, yeah.
western, like that.
Yes, waste.
Waste of the other process. Also, the samples has a lot of oxidants, different kind of oxidants. I need to take off the oxidant using chemical products, especially acids. I use the nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and after that, I cut in the samples, with the special geometry, because in order to make the best take the best measurements. The proof where the sample is put in is small.
Oh, so it has to be very, very tiny.
It's tiny.
Very small.
Very, very tiny. I think very, very tiny is useful for nanotechnology.
Not technology, yeah, but for card. So what do you do? What will it help? Like, this is a small part, right? But what do you do with it? Uranium.
Yeah, first I need to clean this. The process is called etch. I etch this.
Okay.
Using acid, different kind of acid, and then I cut it using the equipment called EDM.
EDM. Okay.
The size of the sample is approximately, saying, 100 micrometer. 100 micrometer. Or 0.05 millimeters.
Wow, so very. So do you use a microscope?
Yeah, I use the microscope. I work under microscope all the time.
Yeah. So then, what will you do after you take the samples?
Yeah. After that, I need to clean again because the sample reaction quickly in the environment. I electropolish using other acid. The sample will be shiny, so shiny.
Okay.
Then I pumping. I make the tube, the special tube, where I need to put the samples inside. I need to put the samples inside this tube. And pumping this, I fill with argon. I fill with argon and seal the tube.
Okay.
After seal, this is in the annealing process. Annealing process. Annealing process.
Okay.
And the annealing process is depend now. I change. Take maybe 3 days, 4 days, depend on the the program that I choose.
Okay.
The objective, the annealing process is for free the stress. I don't know how to say it. Free the stress. The sample has stress.
Okay.
The inside.
Okay.
The atoms.
Okay. Like pressure.
Stress. It's used for stress. It's in the papers using the word stress.
Stress. They use stress.
Yeah, stress.
Okay.
When you etching the samples, stress is the atoms in the samples.
Okay.
When you electropolish, stress is the samples.
Okay.
Pressure over on the atoms, and maybe the inner in the structure, of the atoms, the arrangement of the atoms is maybe modified a little. They have a little deflection because the ideal, or I don't remember this word.
It's okay.
The structure is like a cubic. It's cubic.
So it changes to a cube, or it changed? It was a cube.
Cube.
Okay.
But when the sample has a stress, this cube is a little deformed.
Deformed. Yeah. Good word.
Deformed. It's a Spanish word.
It's good Spanish. I have so many cognates.
Yes. Sometimes when I know how to say word in English, I use Spanish.
Yeah, it works.
Thinking that maybe it's the same.
Maybe you don't know.
But sometimes I get it.
Yeah, sometimes you do. You get it. So now, what's your goal? What will you do at FSU? Will you stay here? You think you'll stay here?
Yeah, I think so. I will take the TOEFL the next session.
Okay. And
this month, April.
This
24.
month? Yeah.
But I study in my home. I cannot attend the TOEFL classes.
Okay. Don't have the time. Yeah.
But sometimes I can study. I don't have energy to study.
I know after work and school all day. Do you have acceptance to the university conditional?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. But I make connections.
Good.
Some professors.
Good. Oh, good.
But I hope.
It's all about
Will be
connections, yeah.
Yeah. I talked with this professor, but he told me, how you take class and you are taking class in CIS, yes. Take the TOEFL. Take the TOEFL, but if you not achieve the minimum score, maybe we can evaluate the.
Yeah, because I think sciences is very different than some of the more like English and humanities. You would have to.
In humanity,
You need a higher TOEFL score. Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Well, how about the language?
So if we're ahead, like,
Okay.